I close my eyes and see the girl I meant to be. Is she a part of me? I have to hold. Guys, back on the cinema scale, today we're taking a first look at the 2025 live animation movie Snow White. The film is largely based on the 1937 classic that all Disney fans around the world have come to know and love. The film is directed by Marc Webb, the director of Sony's Amazing Spider-Man's 1 and 2. The music is composed by Benj and Justin. They are the composers of music from Dear Evan Hansen, the Broadway hit, and The Greatest Showman and La La Land. Disney's Snow White, or simply Snow White, is a 2025 American musical fantasy film that's directed by the director that was mentioned previously, and it was written by Erin Wilson. The film focuses on the life of an air princess, Snow White. The movie is supposed to give homage to the original film, in which persons feel motivated, gripped to persevere despite their circumstances. Snow White is portrayed in this movie by Rachel Zegler, and I will tell you that Rachel has quite the bit of experience. We recognize that she was our main woman in leading story, West Side Story. She also was in the Hunger Games, the latest Hunger Games that came out. And then beside her as Evil Queen, which I thought was pretty hilarious, Gal Gadot. She plays the Evil Queen in this movie. And, well, let's just say we have our theories. The film focuses on the life of Snow White. After her circumstances change abruptly, she's forced to live with this evil stepmother in which she tries her best to, let's just say, muddle through the circumstances. And despite her best efforts, Snow White is dealing with a little bit of challenges regarding her speaking abilities. Yada, yada, yada. Tale as old as time. Princess being held captive, evil stepmother, blah, blah, blah. This movie kind of was like a mix of Tangled with Cinderella, with Mary Poppins, with everything else but Snow White. And although Rachel Zegler's performance was pretty stellar, I did enjoy quite a bit of her songs in this movie, specifically the song Waiting on a Wish. I thought that was well done. I thought that was creative. It really tied together some elements of this particular movie. But then there were other songs in this movie that I tried to figure out as to why these songs were in the film. The film centers around her trying to come to terms with her new circumstance, while trying to figure out what she's going to do for her people. So if you've ever seen Aida, you kind of get that storyline too. A princess who is dealing with struggling circumstances, trying to figure out how she can best serve her people while there is a tyrannical lunatic on the throne. Rachel Zegler doesn't give Snow White much character development in this film. I mean, there's moments in this movie where it's just like scene, 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 scene. And I'm thinking to myself, this is the best that you guys could come up with after X amount of years from the original Snow White to this Snow White. This is the best that you guys could come up with in connection with a storyline. One thing in particular that really made this movie dreadful in some aspects is the dwarfs. You know, it really boils down to this. It's a family movie, so are you and your family going to feel motivated by this movie? Are you going to introduce your children to your generation of times past, blend that together, and find joy in this movie? Well, that may be up for debate. But if you think you're going to take children into this movie and think they're not going to be terrified by what the dwarfs look like, you are mistaken. As a grown man, I looked at those dwarfs and I was like, ew, they look gross. They're like CGI'd men looking characters. It was a very, very creepy graphic or special effect that went into bringing these dwarfs into real life. The movie is really cut and dry. It's literally A to Z. Snow White has a family, then she doesn't, then this happens, and then that's the end of the movie. The movie doesn't give you any emotional investing. As an audience, you don't really care for Snow White. I mean, people are complaining because she isn't white, which I don't care about. We live in different times. So maybe they couldn't find a woman that was Caucasian to play Snow White, or maybe they could and just chose not to. Lately, Disney has been on this diversity kick, which I totally get, but if we're going to diversify something, please don't diversify the plot. The movie is a staple. It's a hallmark. This movie stands for something more than just the average. They gave the evil queen a song. We mentioned Gal Gadot plays the evil queen's stepmother, and she's Wonder Woman. We know that she's in the Fast series. We know that she has credit, she has background, she has a portfolio, but she wasn't evil queen material. They gave her a song in this movie, and it really just destroyed the quality of her character. In this song, she's singing about vengeance and how the punishment should fit the crime, and how if you're too soft on your subjects, blah, blah, blah will happen. But the reality is, the way she portrayed this evil queen wasn't really the best. It doesn't really give you anything to hold on to. And then there's a love interest in this movie, as all princess and evil stepmother movies have. The love interest, which was kind of random because she only met this boy maybe twice at best, and then they fell in love. And then he was on the young side. I mean, this prince, or this Prince Charming, or this Robin Hood, I shouldn't have air quoted Robin Hood, well, let's just say he's basic at best. They also give him a song which does nothing for the movie. I don't understand why he needed to sing. I think the song was called Princess Problems. And then throughout the film, you have that little romance, which is not really convincing. The two don't really share the best chemistry and connection with this film. There's not really much substance gluing these sequences together that will make you care about the character of Snow White or her beloved man, Jonathan. There were some iconic scenes in this movie that were totally just blipped out. The apple scene comes, and you're expecting this to be this dramatic, eloquent sequence of glory, and then it's just bite, done. And then after she is under the effect of the apple, as it were, nothing else follows. It's a very, very basic development of what happened. There is no chemistry that leads you to believe, hey, that this man can awaken her from this circumstance, as it were, because the chemistry is just so bad in this particular film. I did stay for the end credits. There's no post-credit scenes. There's just a lot of loud, strong, powerful instrumentals in this particular movie. And I guess if you like the music of Disney, you can just hang out in the theater and that'll be fine. But other than that, Snow White doesn't leave you feeling any different from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie, because of the fact that they didn't leave enough character development for Snow White to grow in this new era that we find ourselves. So guys, that was Snow White. Let me know in the comment box how you felt about this movie. Did this movie make you feel good? Were you inspired by Snow White? Did you really believe that the two were in love? Let me know. We'll hash it up in the comment box, and we'll catch you guys on the next review.